Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. In today's video, I want to talk to you about loving yourself to health. Hey, I'm Dr. Ellen, the Midlife Whisperer. I help women at midlife love and prioritize themselves so that they can make their next chapter their best chapter. So I want to talk to you about loving yourself to health because this wasn't always the way that I operated. I used to have really negative body image. I used to loathe my body and I used to beat myself up, and I wasn't very healthy. Even though I looked great, I was at a great weight. I was a personal fitness trainer. I was working out 4 to 6 hours a day with all of my clients, starving myself to some extent, and really breaking and beating up my body. It wasn't very healthy. It wasn't very sustainable. And I had this attitude that when I have the perfect body, whatever that is, then I'll love myself, right? When it got to this unattainable place that the kind of the media says of what women are supposed to look like, then I'll feel good about myself. And this was kind of my attitude with my clients too. They wanted me to work them out hard and put them on, calorie counting diets. And what always ended up happening is we were chasing this elusive goal of having this perfect body rather than loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves and supporting ourselves. There was this idea that when I get that perfect body, then I'll feel good about myself, right? When I have the abs of steel, when I have, gorgeous guns on my arms, then I will really love myself. And my clients, myself, we never got there. And there was always this really heavy weight of beating yourself up to attain some crazy goals. And fortunately for me, I found self-compassion. It was the topic of my dissertation. I studied self-compassion in body image in women, started practicing self-compassion. It did a big 180, and now I love myself to health. I take care of my body, not because I loathe my body. I don't, starve myself anymore. I don't do crazy workouts. Take care of my body and I feel amazing. I have great energy. I'm at a fantastic weight that's stable. I stay there. I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm full. And the secret really is to love yourself. So really the problem is that, first of all, we have these unattainable goals, that are all of these external goals. We're not focusing how we want to feel, how we want to take care of ourselves, but we're focusing on how we're not okay. Right? Every New Year's, people make these resolutions, and it's about beating up your body because there's something wrong with you. It's about working harder, as opposed to loving yourself so that you're healthy, so that you feel good. As opposed to just taking care of yourself. And, part of the issue is that we think we need this inner critic, this sense of beating ourselves up in order to motivate us to change. And what the research really shows is when we beat ourselves up, when we say, oh my gosh, I'm overweight, I'm out of shape, I need to do something, when we kind of hate on ourselves, right? Or we should all over ourselves, I should eat less, I should weigh less, I should exercise more, we actually break ourselves down. When we criticize ourselves, it's just like when someone else criticizes us, we don't feel very good, and it actually undermines motivation. Criticizing yourself, beating yourself up, being hard on yourself, although you think that it might help you, the research really shows is it makes you feel worse and you feel like quitting. The other issue around this kind of self-change game and beating yourself up is that it's really not healthy or sustainable, right? We go on a diet, we get super hungry, we feel stressed out, and you want to binge. The worst thing you can do is, if you want to lose weight, is starve yourself. Because when you starve yourself, you get really, really hungry, you have no control of your appetite, you really crave, right, sugar and fat and sweets, you just want to grab a spoon and have a threesome with Ben and Jerry's. It's not a sustainable, healthy solution. The only person it helps is the diet industry. The diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that thrives on, you failing and then choosing another diet. And so what happens is, when you deprive yourself of calories, you get really, really hungry. Your cortisol levels, which is the hormone, cortisol is the hormone of fight or flight, your cortisol levels go up. This increases appetite, and it also increases the fat deposition around your middle, exactly what you don't want to do. So this kind of way that we tend to go about, New Year's resolutions and losing weight and getting in shape, changing our diet, is we go on these really strict regimes. We get really, really hungry, and then you binge, and then you try to choose another one. And isn't it time to get off that diet roller coaster and do something that is sustainable, and it's healthy. It's also not very holistic, right? We're just kind of looking at this piece of paper which tells us how we're supposed to eat and exercise. We're not tuning in to our body. The body is such a source of wisdom, right? We need to tune into our body. We need to listen to our hearts so we take care of our emotions. We also need to utilize our mind and harness our thoughts to support us in this habit change. So it's not healthy, it's not sustainable, it's not holistic, and it just ends up making you feel bad about yourself, and you don't end up attaining your goals. You just feel like a failure. Does this sound familiar? Have you done this like New Year's? This new January 2nd, you wake up and you really decide this is the year that I'm going to change. This is the year that I'm going to, get into that size 8 dress. This is the year that I'm going to, eat clean, take care of my body. And you sort of start out and you've got all of this momentum. And within a couple of days or a couple of weeks, you're back doing the same old thing, getting the same old results. I'd love to know, is this something that you've experienced before? Let me know, share in the comments box. I think it's super helpful when other people see that a lot of us are struggling with these issues around changing our habits, around losing weight, around being healthier and taking care of ourselves. So let me tell you how to go about loving yourself to health. So the first thing is to understand that true habit change requires an inner shift. If you want to change your habits for good, if you want to, eat more fruits and vegetables, eat less refined carbohydrates, eat less refined food in general, get 8 hours of sleep a night, work on your stress, move your body every day, it really requires an inner shift. And the inner shift that I am suggesting you make is starting by loving yourself. Even if you don't know what that is, start by thinking about, how would I treat a good friend? How would I like to treat my body? Ask yourself, how do I want to feel? Do you want to feel energized and vibrant and feel sexy and confident? Ask yourself those questions. And then the next thing is ask yourself, why do I want to feel this way? Maybe I want to be healthy because I want to be there for my kids. I want to be there for my grandkids. I want to have a next 30 years that are amazing, because midlife, the second half of your life, your adult life, can be an incredible time if you take care of yourself. So start with asking yourself, how do I want to feel? How do I want my 2021 to look? There's so many things we don't have control over now, but we do have control over our thoughts. We have control over our habits, and our thoughts really generate our emotions, and also our thoughts really integrate with our habits. When we have positive thoughts, when we feel good about ourselves, when we love ourselves, we really want to take care of our health and well-being. And also think about all of the habits and beliefs that you have around menopause. If you're going through that stage of your life, I know a lot of women I work with are like, oh my God, it's menopause. My body's going to go downhill. It doesn't have to be that way. I went through, didn't really have a lot of issues, a little bit of hot flashes, but the better you take care of your body, the easier it's going to be for you. And you don't necessarily have to gain weight. A lot of the weight that is gained, in our 40s and, mid early 50s is because we are sedentary, and we are also not eating properly. We're eating a lot of processed foods, eating a little too many refined carbohydrates. And if we're eating more than our body needs, our body's going to store the calories as fat. And in addition, if you're really, really stressed out, your body tends to also store more calories as a way to protect you. So menopause does not have to be this sort of downhill where you're going to gain 10 pounds and your body's going to shift. You really can do so much to support your health and well-being. And it really starts with loving yourself to health, visualizing a time in your life when you felt good, or even visualizing how you want to feel in the future. And you're creating this trajectory towards who you want to be, how you want to feel. It becomes this positive, fun, enjoyable journey, instead of this slog of deprivation and beating yourself up because you're on this self-improvement. I'm so much about self-love and self-acceptance rather than self-improvement, because it feels good and it truly does work. So does this feel familiar? Have you tried, going on the sort of the self-improvement where you're going to eat less, beat your body up, and then after a couple weeks, you kind of just go back to your own habits? I've got you. I totally, totally get that. And habit change is hard. It can be stressful, But if you start with the perspective of loving yourself and loving your body and taking care of your body exactly as it is and where you are today, I promise you, you'll start to be able to make some sustainable changes. Maybe they're super easy changes, like maybe just having a, green smoothie for breakfast. This is what I do every day. I have a green smoothie, just take some berries, a banana, some greens, throw it in a blender, and I drink that every day for breakfast. Maybe making yourself a healthy start in your day, maybe drinking more water, going for a walk, getting 8 hours of sleep. It's not rocket science. You know what to do. But if you're really struggling and you're shooting all over yourself, you know what you should be doing, and you're having trouble consistently following through, I'm here to help you. You don't have to go it alone. I have worked with literally thousands of women with amazing results. I've literally worked with people who are emotional eaters, or who are stress eaters, who've struggled with their weight their entire life, go from having all of these issues with food to improving their relationship with their body and their relationship with food in literally weeks. So if you're struggling, please reach out. Just go ahead and drop me a message in the box. Say, yes, Dr. Ellen, I'd love to meet with you. I really need help. I've been a dietitian since 1993. I'm a board certified health and wellness coach. I'm a PhD psychologist. I have helped thousands of women, and I would love to help you. You can also reach out and send me a direct message here on Facebook, and we'll schedule a time to chat, really get to the bottom of why you're struggling, talk about how you can love yourself to health, and how you can make 2021 a year where you really are your most vibrant, beautiful, confident self. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Ellen, the Midlife Whisperer. You're important. Take care of yourself. Have a beautiful day.